What is up, everybody? My name is Matt. I'm the Awakening Angler, and thank you for joining me this morning. We're heading out into dark, overcast skies. You know, the same heavy sky is going to continue today. We got an east wind blowing. It's not blowing hard. It's probably blowing 10. I'm not to the bridge yet, but I can see it out there. You'd feel it by now. You get a ground swell in here under the bridge, all the way from the 81 bridge all the way to the railroad bridge. And I know when it's big out here out of the east because I can feel it before I even see it. But you know, it's the same day as it was yesterday. Honestly, it's in the low 50s right now. It's going to get up a little bit. It never quite felt comfortable yesterday. The sun did come out for a while. Our friends Alex and Kurt brought their twins over, Avery and Landon. Courtney used to babysit for them when they were just babies, when they were infants. And so, you know, we've grown up. The kids have grown up with us, not all the time, but we see them once in a while. And now that they're getting older and doing stuff, you know, you can go see those things. And yesterday, Landon caught his first fish. He's 5. Going to start kindergarten this year. Courtney had a big smallmouth on, and she handed him the rod. He tucked it up underneath his arm. Go like this. It was awesome. We got that, and then he did a bunch of, you know, God made other things than big game fish, you know. And the rock bass saved the day and was a hero yesterday. Courtney and I had got both of them a little kids play rod. You know, we got Avery a Barbie one, and we got Landon a Spider-Man one. You know, but listen, the rod was a little ugly stick blank for him, and the other one was a Zebco. I'm sure the reels wouldn't have handled much, but they sure handled, for Landon, about a half dozen bluegills. Him and his mom Alex took the rod, and she was fishing for a few minutes off the dock and caught a couple. Courtney caught a mother effing giant one. That thing had to go 11 inches, had shoulders on it. Looked like a middle linebacker. We had a ton of fun yesterday, and the kids caught some fish, and Kurt and Landon had a little father-son time on the dock. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. Fishing can be that simple and that joyful, and I've said it, and I've had thousands of customers that I've taken out fishing, and I've never seen anybody unhappy while they're reeling in a fish. It's wonderful. It's exciting. It's, you know, it's awesome. It's awesome. I don't care how big it is. You know, everyone is something, and they're all wonderful. So we're gonna go out and do some more here. I don't know what. We have plans at some point today, so I'm sure I'm not going to go far. East wind's always good on the west end, especially like this. So I might stick around the outside of a couple weed lines and see what's there. All right, talk to you soon. Oh, I just got wet right there, right over the bow. Sons of beep. What is up, everybody? Well, I made it out here. It is it is much sportier than I had anticipated. Oh, there's one. Second cast. Oh, whatever it is, it feels good. All right, well, I'm not sure how much of that I just got. I hope I got it all. It's a little sporty out here right now, and that was my first cast with Homie the Clown. and I opted for the one with the blade on it. The water's not clear in here. I'm in the West End where this east wind's been blowing for a couple days, but it's not chocolatey either. It's got color to it, and so I wanted to take their temperature first thing this morning. And in my mind, I do that with the blade. There's a lot that goes along with a blade, between the sight and the sound and the vibration, and then, so if they'll eat a blade right off the bat, then they're pretty aggressive, and I don't have to go and get super finesse slow-mo in how I do some of these other presentations. And honestly, in this turbid water, it's rough in here, everything's kind of jostled up, and they should be hunting this morning. So I'm seeing some fish. I'm doing one of my old drifts by some old numbers on my screen, and so far, first cast, it paid off. Let's see. So that's one keeper, one cast. There's two. There's two. Ooh. This is a little guy. He sideswiped it. I thought he was bigger than he was, but that's still two walleyes and two casts. So it looks like I'm taking their temperature fairly effectively, and the temperature is that there's a bite happening. So now you could. Now in my head, I think I could do anything. How do I want to do it? Well, I'll be honest with you. Bailing them every cast on a blade is pretty fun because it's very interactive. If that blade's vibrating when you lift up on it, then it's going to get bit because it's working. And then it's just when in the cast are you going to get bit. Then you can change up the retrieve. You can change up the speed, the frequency, how high you make it jump off the bottom, how much you want. But if I'm jigging, I'm starting off with a blade, and like I said, I'm going to take their temperature with it. And if they're, the other day I had 4 or 5 bites that I come up and they were just there, and you get 2 head shakes and they were gone. So they're just nipping at it. That's a non-committed fish. Those first 2 fish this morning have been all about being committed. Line straightened out just as I went to lift up to jig again. I see the line go tight, come up on them, and they're there. So stay tuned. It's bumpy, but it's fishy. What is up, everybody? All right, this is... I'll do like 2 casts. I got to get heading in. It's been fun. This east wind on the West End has got everything kind of rolled up. It's not, the water's colored, water's stained, but it's not colored really. And it seems to be alive with fish of all species. I've caught perch, sunfish, and walleyes all today. Back-to-back casts. Haven't seen or caught any bass or pickerel, but I mean it's a good picture. It's turned up in here, 57 degrees. It's sporty out here this morning. I mean, it was 3s and 4s this morning. It's laid down a little bit to 1s and 2s. It's switching a little bit out of the southeast. Like I say, water temperature's 57.3. it was a fun morning. I had 4 keeper walleyes, 4 shorts, 3 or 4 big pumpkin seeds, probably a dozen perch, 3, 4 of which would have been big enough to keep. So again, if you were looking for a meal, boy, today would have been perfect. We'll call this my last cast. I've caught fish on Homie the Clown blade bait. I've caught fish on the Glow Goby Shiver Minnow. And I've caught fish on the black and brown bucktail with the Impulse plastic leech on it. And I've caught multiple species on all 3 of those presentations too. I did throw a swim bait 4 or 5 times. Shockingly, I didn't get bit because there's plenty of predators in this end of the lake right now. Didn't get bit, and I didn't go too far into it. I like that jig bite when I can get it. So, all right, that's my morning. Thanks, everybody. I'm not sure where I'll be tomorrow, but I'll be somewhere. Hope you enjoyed today. Keep your tip up.